Hi guys, welcome back to the Dirty Boots Bushcraft channel. Welcome to a new series of videos we're going to be doing on a separate playlist to the solo bushcraft survival videos. These videos are going to be really specific. They're going to kind of focus on one thing. Today's video we're looking at my different bushcraft tools that I bring with me, my knives and my hatchet and my fire steel. But yeah, these are going to be slightly different from the normal bushcraft survival videos. They're going to have kind of one focus. Anyway, on with today's video. So first of all, we've got my axe. So when you're going camping or you're kind of doing some bushcraft stuff, you've kind of got two options when it comes to tools like these. You can get an axe or a hatchet. I've got a hatchet because it's easier to transport with me, or you can get a saw. Now the thing with a saw is they are really useful, but I prefer a hatchet just because I'm not cutting down loads of limbs off trees, or I'm not really cutting down any trees. I'm normally splitting logs, and it's much better to have a hatchet for splitting logs and kind of processing wood in general. So this was just a very cheap axe I bought online. It's got a hickory handle. It's a really nice handle. So I actually sanded off the handle it came with because I didn't really like it. It felt quite the varnish didn't feel quite right, and it had a bunch of ugly labels on it. So what I did is I just sanded it off. The wood is good. It's a nice hickory handle, like I said, but I just sanded it off, coated it with some oil, and then I think it might have been linseed oil, I can't remember. And then I just put some beeswax, let it dry overnight, and it might look a little bit kind of rough around the edges, but well, actually I think it looks quite good. But it's going to keep the moisture out and just keep that wood nice and healthy. And I did it all the way up to kind of there. In terms of the actual axe head, like I said, this was probably a £20 axe. It's a nice solid head to the axe. Nice quality steel, I believe. And there's the top. I put some oil over there as well because this is where I find kind of moisture gets in a lot, because it's obviously the head of the axe, especially if you're chopping kind of partially soggy wood. But no, it's a really nice axe. I've yet to use it much, but so far so good. It's a very good bushcraft axe. So another new product which you guys probably haven't seen in a video yet is my Beavercraft bushcraft knife. So this is an absolute steal. I really couldn't find a better option for kind of an affordable option. This was, I think, about £60, maybe £50. So a really good price for what it is. You get this beautiful kind of leather sheath. It's a nice proper sheath. As I'll show you in a moment, there are other options for kind of knife sheaths, but I prefer the leather. I like the look, and I kind of like the durability of it. You can make your own. I might make a video on that another time, but well, this is a really good one. So it opens like this, and then there we go. So this is a gorgeous knife. I don't actually know what the handle's made of, what the wood is, but it seems to be nice solid wood. So this is a full tang knife. It's quite a thick blade, not massively thick. I've seen kind of knives with thicker steel, but this is a nice thick one. I always find that smaller, finer knives are great for certain things, as I'll show you in a moment, but if you want to be doing proper hard work with them, like splitting up sticks and stuff, or kind of poking holes in tins if you're making some kind of birch oil or something, or you kind of, if you're doing anything kind of where you're going to be putting your knife through a lot of strain, this is definitely the better option because it's much thicker blade. So this is carbon steel, meaning you've got to look after it. For those of you that don't know, stainless steel is great for smaller knives or knives that aren't going to be kind of put through a load of torture, but high carbon steel kind of keeps the edge sharper for longer, but you do have to put oil on it, otherwise it's going to go rusty. So every single time you use a knife like this, you really want to be making sure you oil it and just clean it, because any moisture gets in and it's going to ruin it, and you can get pitting and all sorts of horrible things. So this is razor sharp, so I've kind of, it came very sharp, but I gave it a very quick go on the whetstone just to kind of make it even sharper, and I stropped it with a leather strop, and now it is absolutely razor sharp. But no, this is an absolutely great purchase. Definitely my favourite tool that I have. Yeah, so that's the Bushcraft Bushcraft knife. So next is a bit of a weird one. This is my Spanish eating knife. So this is really good knife for kind of eating, or if you just need a kind of thin sharp blade, this is an excellent knife. Now this was definitely the best kind of the cheapest but most high quality thing. I can't exactly remember where I got it from. It was some website with the word castle in it, I think. But this was absolutely excellent. So this is definitely, this I think was £10, but it is the most amazing quality for kind of what it is, how much it was. This is a bone handle. It's got obviously like these brass rivets in it, and then like a brass kind of upper bit here. This I think is stainless, but it's a very good stainless. And for things like this, you probably prefer stainless steel because it's just going to keep its edge well enough, but also won't rust. This is an absolutely gorgeous knife, and honestly I was so surprised because I thought this might have not been amazing considering it was so cheap, but this is an excellent Bushcraft knife to bring with you. Okay, on to the next knife. So this I think is from a company called Boca Magnum, I believe. So it did come with a kind of belt attachment, but I couldn't stand it because I struggled so much to get it on my belt. So I've just taken that off and put some strings so I can now slide it into my belt. So this is kind of, as you can see, like a molded plastic sheath. Now these are really good because it is not going anywhere. It's not going to kind of slip out. I personally don't really like the look of them massively. I like kind of the more traditional leather sheath and wooden handle, but this is a really good knife, much more modern, but obviously that comes with advantages as well. So this is again razor sharp. As you can see, it's a bit of a, I've done a bit of a kind of hurried job of sharpening it, so it's a bit scratched, but we can always polish that out, but that doesn't really matter. So this is probably more of a kind of skinning or fish knife, I'd say. It can be used. This used to be my main Bushcraft knife, but it was very thin, really sharp, but just a bit too thin. So this is probably for more skinning because you've got these kind of divots here you can hold on to like this, really useful, or one here, so you can kind of skin things or kind of fillet fish or gut fish, whatever. Obviously we don't do loads of that on this channel, we haven't done any of that yet, and I doubt we will, but it could be used for that as well. So it's got really nice kind of tough plastic handle. I think it's plastic, it feels like plastic, but it's really easy to grip. It's a really nice knife to use. It's got these kind of, this kind of bit of metal here, so you can kind of hold it, or if you wanted to hold it kind of like that, you could. But mainly, I mean, I've got quite big hands, so it's a little bit small for me to work with as my main knife, but it is excellent for kind of small tasks. I think this is going to mainly be my knife for, I'm just going to keep it absolutely razor sharp for if I needed to do anything like kind of cut through fabric or something, or kind of, I don't know, use it for something like that. But it is absolutely razor sharp. It came very, very sharp. The only problem I've had is it really can't be used for very, very kind of strenuous activity because it's just going to chip. Not because the steel's bad, again, this is high carbon steel, but it's just too thin to be using to kind of batten sticks and things. It's just a bit too thin of a knife, but it is absolutely excellent for kind of other things. So this is my Rogers mini pocket knife. I think it's all stainless. It's made in England, which is great. This is tiny. This is really, really hard to get the scale of, but that's it on my hand. Like I said, I've got quite big hands, but I mean, it is tiny. It's hard to kind of see how small it is on the camera. But yeah, so this is excellent. So this is really, really good for kind of whittling. That is an absolutely tiny blade. That's the blade compared to my finger, so it's tiny. But it's really, really great. It's a really, really kind of easy knife to kind of use. It's really, because it's so small mainly, it's really, really good for kind of, I think it'd be good for kind of like a backup for if you were kind of, again, kind of catching fish and gutting fish, or because it is absolutely, again, razor sharp, but it's tiny, so it's really, really good if you needed to use it for something like something really fiddly. So if you're whittling wood into something really specific, or if you were kind of just anything where you'd need a tiny, tiny knife, it's so much easier to kind of handle than the other bigger knives. It's a really, really sturdy blade. Its locking mechanism is quite strong, so it ain't gonna kind of hit your finger. It's just a really, really excellent razor sharp tiny knife, and it comes with a second blade, which I will show you. But it's just excellent. That is even smaller. That other blade, it's absolutely tiny, this other blade. That's it compared to my finger, but again, even more kind of good for intricate stuff, and just a really excellent little pocket knife. So this is my flint striker. So this is just a kind of wooden ferro rod, or flint striker. It's not actually flint, there's no flint anywhere, but it's just my kind of ferro rod. So this is excellent. I mean, I've seen a lot of people kind of complaining about these types of kind of ferro rods online. They're kind of saying that these things aren't great for creating sparks, and then these are really, really malleable, so they kind of deplete very quickly. I have had lots of problems with ferro rods myself. I found that the most annoying thing is this will break off, and then you have to hold it like this, and you only get about an inch of room, and it's just really, really annoying. So hopefully this one doesn't break on me. My last one did. It comes with paracord wrapped, so I was thinking of taking these off, but actually it really is useful to kind of have them two together, because honestly in my packet you can kind of lose little things like this really, really quickly. But no, this is excellent. I mean, it's not going to last me forever. It's quite cheap. I think it was probably around £7. But it's excellent for what it is. I mean, you can get really, once you kind of take the coating off, you can get really nice sparks. You can kind of use it like that as well. That's obviously a bit better, but the problem with kind of using this side is it is going to deplete it very quickly. But I mean, that's fine, it's cheap, so it's probably a better option to use it like that. I think you are probably supposed to use it like that, but I personally use it like that. You can also use the back of your knife. You need a 90-degree angle spine to your knife. As you can see, that's kind of flat. If you're trying to use like a curved knife spine, it's not going to work, or it isn't going to work very, very well. But this is excellent, an excellent bit of kit, an absolute essential to bring with you. You can use other things like flint and steel. You can use a bow drill, or if you're really brave, you could use some sticks and some dry bark or something, or some char cloth and flint and steel. But this is definitely the easiest to use, while also doesn't really feel like cheating. So no matches. Also, it's just it's such an easy thing to put in your kit. You just pop it in, and you're kind of done, and then you don't need to kind of worry about it ever kind of running out, because I mean, unless it breaks, you could probably still use it. It's going to last you ages and ages, and it's very, very consistent tool. Works in the rain, maybe slightly less well, but it'll still work, unlike matches. It's just excellent. So the one other thing that I bring with me is this. This is my kind of bushcraft survival shovel. It's excellent, really, really useful. It's got a bit of a saw attachment there. I wouldn't try and saw wood with it because it's not really very sharp, or the saw teeth aren't very well designed for properly sawing wood, but it's a really, really great shovel. It's really compact. It can extend, and it's just excellent for kind of digging holes. We made a kind of another fire pit in the previous time I was out here in the forest, so it's just excellent. It's really, really compact, really, really durable, and yeah, it's a great piece of kit. Anyway guys, that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If anyone kind of sees any of these tools and wants to know where I got them from or how they work, just drop a comment down below and I will be happy to answer. It'd be great if you could follow along, subscribe to the channel, give us a like. We're obviously a new YouTube channel, so it really, really helps out. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, see you in the next video, guys.